If Grammarly is showing an HTTP error 403, don't worry. In most cases, this is caused by a browser issue, a blocked connection, or a stale login session, and it can usually be fixed in just a few minutes. In this video, I'll walk you through the fastest step-by-step methods to get Grammarly working again, and I'll also show you how to narrow down the exact cause so you don't keep running into the same problem. If this tutorial helps you out, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more quick software fixes just like this. Let's jump right in. First, do a deep refresh of the page. On Windows, press Ctrl plus F5. On Mac, press Command plus Shift plus R. This forces your browser to reload the page completely instead of using a possibly broken or outdated cached version. Sometimes Grammarly's scripts don't load correctly, and a hard refresh is enough to clear that up immediately. If the error is still there, the next thing to do is disconnect any VPN or proxy you might be using. Grammarly, like many secure web services, can block traffic that comes from suspicious IP addresses, shared networks, or privacy routing tools. Turn off your VPN completely, disable any proxy settings, and then reload Grammarly again. If you're on a work or school network, that can also sometimes be the source of the block, so test on a normal home connection if possible. After that, clear Grammarly cookies and site data. This is one of the most effective fixes because a corrupted cookie or expired session token can trigger an HTTP 403 error. In your browser, click the icon next to the address bar, open cookies or site data, and remove anything related to Grammarly.com. If your browser has a site settings or on-device data option, delete Grammarly's stored data there as well. Once that's done, close the tab and reload the site from scratch. Next, log out and log back in. Open Grammarly in a new tab, sign out manually, fully close the browser tab, and then sign back in using your account. This creates a fresh authentication token, and if your old session had become invalid or partially expired, this step can resolve the permission error right away. If you still see the 403 message, move on to browser extensions. Extensions like ad blockers, privacy tools, script blockers, tracker blockers, or even alternate spelling tools can interfere with Grammarly's login and page requests. Open your extensions menu and temporarily disable anything that modifies page behavior, filters network traffic, or blocks cookies. After turning them off, reload Grammarly and test again. If the site starts working, you can re-enable your extensions one by one to find the culprit. Another thing to check is your local security software. Firewalls, antivirus tools, and endpoint protection can sometimes block portions of Grammarly's connection, especially if they see the request as unusual. On Windows, open your security settings or Windows Defender Firewall and make sure Grammarly is not being blocked. If you're on a managed computer, your organization may have security rules that prevent access, and you may need admin permission to allow it. If you've gone through all of these steps and Grammarly is still giving you a 403 error, try a different browser entirely. For example, if you were using Chrome, test it in Edge or Firefox. This helps you figure out whether the issue is browser-specific or account-related. You can also try opening Grammarly in an Incognito or private window, which gives you a clean session without many extensions or cached files active. At this point, the problem is usually one of three things: a bad cache or cookie, a blocked network connection, or a browser extension interfering with the site. Working through these fixes in order gives you the best chance of solving it quickly without wasting time. Once Grammarly loads properly again, go back and re-enable any extensions or security settings you turned off, one at a time, so you can keep your setup secure while avoiding the 403 error in the future. If this video helped, please hit the like button and subscribe for more step-by-step software troubleshooting guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.